Welcome back to SB Nation. I'm Amy K. Nelson here with Mike Prada, and today we're talking NBA draft, specifically SB Nation's mock NBA draft. We polled our NBA bloggers, and here are their top 5 picks. Number 1, no surprise, Anthony Davis to the New Orleans Hornets. Number 2, Thomas Robinson to the Charlotte Bobcats. Number 3, Bradley Beal to the Washington Wizards. Number 4, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist to the Cleveland Cavs. And number 5, Harrison Barnes to the Sacramento Kings. Now, Mike, how could all of this possibly blow up by the time draft night rolls around?
Well, the Charlotte Bobcats are a really interesting case. If they stay where they are, they probably take Thomas Robinson. He told me today he thinks he's going to be the number 2 pick, and the Bobcats' recent trade for Ben Gordon with the Pistons only increases that likelihood. Now, he's a very confident guy, Thomas Robinson. He thinks he could be the number 1 pick over Anthony Davis.
Well, we know that ain't happening.
That's not going to happen. But they're a really bad team. They need a lot of stuff. So if they could move down, pick up another draft pick, maybe move down a couple spots, they still get a really good player. They get another piece. And so I think that's something they're going to look at really, really closely as the draft rolls closer.
Okay, so if the Bobcats do trade down, then what happens to both the Cavs and the Wizards?
So the Cavaliers really need a shooting guard, but the Wizards also really need a shooting guard. So if the Cavaliers stay at 4, they probably don't get Bradley Beal, the top shooting guard in the draft class. So if they really want him, they're probably going to have to move ahead of the Wizards to get him, which is why you're hearing all these rumors with the Bobcats and the Cavaliers. Now, if the Cavaliers pull it off and they get Bradley Beal, now the Wizards are in a bit of trouble.
What are they going to do?
So I think they're going to take Harrison Barnes because they really need an outside shooter, and Barnes is really good at that. They think Barnes can be a shooting guard. But when I asked Barnes today whether he can play that position, he admitted it might be a little bit of an adjustment.
Oh, well, that's great news for Wizards fans. Why? What did he say?
Well, he said that he thinks he's not a great passer. It's something he needs to work on. He's creating for others, not something he did as much in college. But if you play shooting guard, that's a big thing that you do. So that's kind of his concern, and I think he'd be willing to do it, but it's not a perfect fit.
Okay, so essentially, the Wizards are praying and hoping that the Bobcats stick at number 2 so they can draft Beal. Robinson will go number 2, Beal will go number 3, and then probably follow the rest of our mock draft the way we had set it up. So what have we learned, Mike? Well, we've learned that it really all hinges on the Bobcats and MJ. What are they going to do? Are they going to stay at number 2, or are they maybe going to trade down? We want to know what you think. Tell us in the comments below, subscribe up above, and stay tuned because we're going to have plenty more NBA draft coverage.